All right, you guys, so we have a lot going on. What we're doing right now is we store all of our like renovation tools and equipment in one of our garages. So we're at the garage now. We're picking up the tile saw and a couple other things that we need before we head to the house to get going for the day. But the things that we're going to be working on is I have to demo the wall. Kevin, I have no idea what he's going to do, so we'll ask him when he gets back. And then hopefully if I have time, I'm going to start to dismantle the cabinets to get going on the kitchen. And the reason why we're only focusing on the bathroom and the kitchen at this time is because we're trying to get an appraisal done, and those are the two most important rooms. And as long as those are updated, we should be good with current comps to get the number that we want the property to appraise for. So fingers crossed, but I will check back in when we get to the house. Alrighty, so instead of going straight to the house, we made a little pit stop, had to pick up electrical wire and some piece for the plumbing. We definitely need to come back here to pick up cement board, but as you can see, we have a trunk full of stuff and it's not gonna fit. So we'll have to do a second trip. Alrighty, so we just got to the house and you could see this mess here, and pretty much we've had bees and they haven't done anything just yet, but it's like my worst nightmare that there's like a honeycomb. If you've seen those videos like behind the siding, it's just my worst fear at the moment. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but clearly by that mess that you just saw, that's not resolving the issue. So we'll have to assess that this weekend as well.
All right, so here we are in the bathroom. This is after maybe 4 or 5 days of working. So we've pulled out everything. The tub used to be here. The vanity used to be over here. We're actually swapping those. So the shower is now going to go here. This is now going to be a double vanity. So you can see we've plumbed in everything. We have water lines, drain lines. We have laundry that's now going to go into the bathroom. This used to be a closet. This is just here because it's our temporary power for tools and things like that. So we'll get rid of that at the end. But we have everything set up for the washing machines, electrical, plumbing. And then for the shower over here, we're still waiting on the shower pan to come in. I have the shower body and stuff to set up today. And then we also have to demo this wall to be able to get down to the studs to shift the shower pan over as close as possible and put the cement board. So making a lot of progress. This is where you start to actually see some of the transformation now that the stuff behind the walls is done.
And then what are you going to do with the electrical today?
So all the electrical is pretty much done. You can see the wires all here and labeled. The only thing that's not done is powered from the electrical box in the basement up to this box here. Once we get power into this box, all the electrical for the fan, lights, light switches, outlets, that will all have power to it, at least once we actually put a light outlet in it. But gonna do that today. And then maybe we'll even do the cement board today to the best we can. Usually you put the shower base in first, but working with what we got, you know.
So while you watch me demo the wall, I realize that if you do not follow us on Instagram, you probably have no idea what we are doing with this house. So basically in December of 2024, we purchased this 4-unit home and it was all fully occupied. And we had absolutely no plans of doing any renovations at all until, you know, the current tenants decided to move out because all 4 units were fully occupied. So what ended up happening was we raised rents February 2nd of February 1st of 2025, and 2 of the tenants moved out of the units. So we ended up renovating the entire second floor, and they are now currently filled with new tenants as of June and July 1st of 2025. So then while they moved in, the downstairs tenants moved out. And what we chose to do was to renovate the bottom floor the best we can so we can get market value rents. And then when we thought about it, our lease in Boston was going to be up in October. So we said, you know what, why don't we just renovate it and live in it ourselves for a little bit, since we absolutely love this neighborhood and we're trying to test it out to see if this is a suburb where we want to buy a single family home. So this way we'll be able to live in the area, get a feel for it, and see if it's going to be the right neighborhood for us. Alrighty, so while we're working on the bathroom, we're going to simultaneously start working on the kitchen. Tomorrow we are going to our cabinet guy and we're going to pick out like a funky color. We might do probably a green, because we are going to leave these wood walls. So we want it to be to kind of contrast a little bit differently than we would normally with just regular white cabinets. We thought a green or maybe some type of blue would look nice. So we're going to go see them in person and then place the order, and fingers crossed they come in time before we move. But the plan for this kitchen is we're going to get all new appliances. We're going to put the refrigerator here, is stove in the middle? Stove in the middle, sink, and then everything else will follow. And then we'll do some sort of island in the middle. We've entertained maybe doing a peninsula island or just a regular one down the middle here. But when we go to our cabinet guy and verify all of the dimensions before we place the order, we'll make sure, you know, whichever one is going to fit the nicest is going to stay. All right, so we're about 15 minutes late, so we really have to run, but we just got to Coastal Cabinetry and Design to pick out our kitchen cabinets, and I'll film more inside, but we gotta run.
So to the right of the... No,
sorry. I'm sorry.
The base 24.
Base, yeah.
Alrighty, so we left the cabinet place, and not so great. So we had a design in mind, and essentially they thought of 2 other potential designs. We'll have to go and take some more measurements when we get back to the house to see if it would even work. Naturally, like, I mean, they're great. I don't say it in this way, but naturally the design that they had put together is more cabinetry, and that obviously means more money. And then the certain cabinets that they were showing us that are painted and more like the color and the design that we wanted are going to cost more. And what you'll hear throughout this project with what we're trying to do is, yes, we are living there temporarily, so we're doing things a little bit more to our taste, but we still want to stay within like a renter friendly budget. We're not trying to blow things out of the water. So I don't disagree necessarily with the design choices that they recommended based off of the circumstances of the home, meaning, you know, this is a 200-year-old home. This add-on was, you know, an extension, so the windows don't necessarily make sense and all that kind of stuff. But to move plumbing and all this stuff while we're the ones doing the labor, it's just like adds another day to the project that we don't necessarily have, because as you guys know, me and Kevin still work full-time jobs. So in short, we just got to Home Depot and we come to find out that they do not do rentals here, because we need to pick up drywall to drywall the bathroom. So Kevin just texted me, I think there's another Home Depot nearby that does do rentals. So hopefully we'll be able to rent something so we could fit the drywall in the truck. And typically what we would do is, for those that don't know, we have a Mazda CX-5. We just kind of score the drywall, fold it, and then we're able to fit it in here. But we just want to avoid having to cut the drywall. So the day and weekend continues. So we ended up securing a rental at Home Depot, and just so you know, they start at $20 for the first 75 minutes. So in our case, we were right down the street, and all we had to do was bring the drywall into the house and return it back. So it's a huge cost savings. morning, everybody. The good news is that it's Monday and Labor Day weekend, so we have an extra day to get things done at the property. So right now we're about 15 minutes out and we are doing a few things today. We posted all of the appliances that are in the kitchen on Facebook Marketplace, so we have a couple people coming today to get those out of there, which is ideal. So in the next couple days we can start demoing the cabinets once all the appliances are out of there. And then the next thing that we're going to do is finish putting up all of the drywall and hopefully get through the first pass of mudding, like and doing the spackle and all of that, so it'll dry in time for the rest of the week to do the next 2 coats. All right, progress update. So the drywall is on this wall now. There's a small piece right there that we need to do. This is again going to be the cement board, and this whole closet area is now done. Okay, so this is the progress we made today. All of the drywall is now up, and we did our first thing of tape and mud. So very, very exciting. I think I've said this before, but this is going to be cement board. The shower pan should be here in a few days. The one that came was the wrong size, but we'll get through it and we'll put all cement board down on the floor and on the walls here, and we should be good to go.
Hey guys, just want to give you a quick update on the bathroom here. We got all the cement board in, you can see behind me here. And then we also did the floor. We got the shower pan all plumbed in and level. So next step is getting some mortar on all these seams, make it one piece of cement board essentially. And then we'll waterproof everything and get to tiling as soon as possible, which will be nice to see some transformation. But yeah, making good progress. Probably have another week or so of good work, but it'll be nice once it's done. We'll keep you updated.